What do you say about the folks that say if you crack open a speaker and the cables inside the speaker don't match what you're buying?
That has been a frustration for Bill Lowe for the entire time he's been a cable manufacturer and designer and running the company. But again, and even many speakers that are theoretically price no object, even then they'll use cables that are far better than like the typical, and they'll be from like known manufacturers that but it'll rarely be their top of the line. It might be a $120,000 a pair set of speakers, but the cable that's in it will be something that's like a middle price point from that particular manufacturer, because even there it's hard for the speaker manufacturers to think that beyond a certain level, oh, I really want to put all the money into the box or the enclosure. I want to really put all the money into the driver technology. I want to put it into the crossover design. Like this is wire, for God's sakes. Even if they've heard the differences, it's hard to get them to make that leap. We absolutely understand this. The good news is this: people often get into this false dichotomy about the weakest link syndrome, where like, okay, well, look, if I've got crap wire going from my electrical box to my outlet, all's lost. So why have good, power cables? Why have a Niagara? Or, the opposite end of the system. If I've got, stuff that's barely better than hookup wire or lamp cord in the speaker, how can the rest of the stuff make a difference at all? Because it's not about that. It's about how much of the signal I can preserve. And all along the chain, I'm trying not to lose energy, therefore current compressed, and I'm trying to not lose energy to noise masking. It's like two, and obviously be faithful to low distortion transfer of the signal, but that's relatively easy to do. It's these other things that are incredibly hard to do and are so vulnerable. So even though I would like the wire in the speaker to be better, because you'd reap benefits from that too, it's not true that just because I can point to something at this point of the system, this point of the system, and that point of the system to where, okay, well, if those are compromised, then that's my lowest common denominator. That's my weak link. All else is lost. No, it's not lost. It'll still be better when you improve with everything that you improve all along the chain. We're trying to lose as little information as we possibly can. And even if that wire inside the speaker is responsible for losing 1 or 2%, that doesn't mean like, oh, if I've lost 2%, screw it. Let's just put, the same level of quality everywhere. Now I could be losing 20, 30%. No, let's get it back.
Isn't the wire that they use inside the speakers, isn't that taking into consideration the sound that comes out of the speakers? Like if you change the wire in it, wouldn't that inherently change its measurements or its sound characteristics for the better or the
Yes.
worse?
Yes. So this is like modifier and DIY people beware. That is something that is rarely, understood very well. If it is a relatively inexpensive commodity speaker, there's a good chance that like doing that modification would reap a lot of benefits. But if it's a medium to higher priced, or audiophile grade loudspeaker, the manufacturers, warts and all, have, because nothing's perfect, our cables included, they have done a lot of voicing of that system, and it becomes a integral, matched system. And you start changing variables, and you can possibly have some advantages, but you can also have some disadvantages. And I was on, a long conference call with a customer that was doing just this to some very, very expensive, high efficiency speakers that he is putting some of our best cable in, and warning him, okay, well, fortunately, he has access to the crossover. Here's the parts that you're going to buy, and here's the things that you're going to listen to and move when you do this to the cables. Because I can almost promise you're going to need to revoice this. Here's how you're going to do it.
Hmm.
You're absolutely correct.